Hey, what's going on out there?
Hi.
It's Mike and Mare.
Hey.
And you do want to listen to this, but you're fucking... I don't want to watch that. I feel like I fucking hate myself already. Oh my god. I can't believe that I did that.
That was awful.
No, I know. That was real bad. Maybe we should start this over.
No, on with the show.
I think the levels are bad.
With the show.
I think it's a problem with the levels on the microphones. Alright. Oh, no.
Do not delete this.
No, I'm not. Don't worry. Alright. Alright. I'll leave it. That's okay. Ew, that was gross. Anyway, so hey.
But it was your face.
Oh my god.
When you said you immediately
I was halfway through that.
Wanted to evaporate into thin air.
I want to go drown myself in the creek outside. Oh, man, that hurts. Anyway. Yes, I
need a second.
Sorry, yeah, you compose yourself. I'm going to run through the fucking bullshit I said at the beginning of everything. You're listening to I Don't Want to Watch That. You can, if you just happen to stumble across this in iTunes somewhere while you're searching for fucking TV podcasts, the website is don'twantowatchthat.com. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, at don'twanttowatch. For Twitter, the O and don't is a 0 because of some fuckface. And it's been... I know that fucking guy. He probably makes worse jokes than I do, to be honest. No, he doesn't even attempt them. He doesn't even attempt jokes. He's just a boring fucking nobody. Anyway, so yeah, that was a pathetic intro by me, and it's been a while, pathetic. So that's what it is. We're out of practice because it has been a while. But yeah, crazy things, life getting in the way. But so this is a show born in the quarantine, and it continues as life continues to somewhat open up, and we talk about TV that we don't really want to watch. So we first started with Real Housewives and ran through the first 3 seasons of that. We're taking a break and switching to The Boys.
Because I did not want to watch that.
Exactly, but now you're excited to watch it, just like I was excited to watch the Real Housewives once I got into it.
I was going to reveal that I enjoyed the first episode at the end of this podcast. You totally blew.
I didn't know that you were going to do a big reveal. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blow a big reveal.
I should have told you. It's my fault.
Nah, that's all right. See, I am
Guys, I really enjoyed it. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, so let's dive right into it. So the previous episode, we just did a quick recap of the whole first season. And this time, we're just going to do the first 2 episodes of season 2 because that's what we've watched so far. And that's what we want to talk about. And here soon, we're going to try and do an episode a week. Once we're currently watching Big Brother, which takes up 3 fucking nights a week.
Oh, don't commit to anything.
So I'm just saying, but once that's over, softball's gonna be over in 2 weeks. I'm gonna fall. I got roped into fall softball.
We're gonna do these episodes when we have the time and we're not totally exhausted.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we would like to do an episode a week. Is the plan? Because we do. Well, we're exhausted. We watch TV, and then eventually one night we'll have some energy to talk about it on stupid microphones for 25 people to listen to, and that's cool with me.
This is really the longest intro.
Yeah. All right. So let's shut the fuck up. And this is The Boys, episode 1, and
the big ride, baby.
Yeah. So I had kind of forgotten already how it ended, even though we kind of powered through and watched the whole first thing again, because it has been 3 weeks since we recorded that last episode finished?
Yeah. Long? Wow.
Yeah, so towards the end of that, we realized Gustavo Fring from fucking Breaking Bad is back in the scene, and that's pretty much what the season starts out with.
I mean, Giancarlo Esposito, that's his name.
Sorry, he's Gus Frank. I'm the guy who calls them by their most famous character ever. That's what it is. If I don't know your actual name, I'm going to call you by your most favorite.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Is every time I watch him, I get excited to watch him. He's one of those actors that is just so he's basically playing the same character from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But he's so good at it.
He's got a good quiet, cool
He's so good.
I feel like he's the epitome of the speak softly and carry a big stick. He's just he'll sit there and he'll let you say your piece, and he'll just be like, actually, you're fucked up, and here's why. And 3 seconds later, you're like, oh man, your heart sinks and your fucking stomach goes right out your asshole, and you're like, oh my god, I can't even, like, just with one sentence as a rebuttal. Without even any real rebuttal, you just fucking,
I mean, we'll get into that scene between him and Homelander that was just...
Oh, it was excellent.
Oh, it was so good. And they played so well off of each other. But, top of the episode, it was, they're talking politics.
Yeah, it's back and forth.
They're introducing the superheroes and getting more involved in the U.S. government and special high operative plans.
Yep.
And they're talking, they cut back and forth between this scene of all the head honchos at Vaught.
It was him because he's like the CEO of Vaught, and I think what he's doing is like negotiating the terms and conditions.
That's what I said.
But with like the Joint Chiefs, like with Congress or like whoever is.
But they cut back and forth between that scene and
fucking Black
Syria.
Noir.
Yeah, the Black Noir running after a soup.
Yeah, going after that soup terrorist who was blowing shit up at the end of the last season.
In Syria.
So you might have went into thinking he might have been the villain for season 2. No. Black Noir comes and fucking puts his head on a platter right in the opening scene. So you know that this season's going to be different right off the bat.
Yeah.
But one of the favorite parts of the contract I love negotiating terms and conditions. It's one of my favorite things because I like to look at the contract language. But one of my favorite things is
when fucking loser. What does that even mean?
What?
What does that mean?
Like when I go tell people that they gotta do something, they're like, what do you mean I gotta do this? And I'll be like, yo, section A of your fucking contract says that you're gonna do this on overtime because it says it has to be done on overtime. Like, so don't cry about having to do it on overtime. You signed that shit, motherfucker. That shit happens in my job.
Look at the contract.
I'm just saying, you gotta read the terms
and conditions. Do you
highlight
it? Do you copy and paste it in emails? And
Absolutely. I highlight
it?
I bubble it. Yeah.
Ugh.
And I'm like, please refer to this. And tell me when you can be there to do that shit on overtime. And but yeah, what they do is like, hey, so what does this mean here about casualties or like,
Oh yeah.
And he was like, well, the reported ones are going to be 0%. Actual, somewhere around 34%.
Oh yeah, what was the term that he used though? It was so good.
Oh, it was like almost like casualties of war.
No, it was like funnel something or like whatever.
I don't know.
But it was just very. I can't remember it, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Okay.
Translucent's funeral.
Yeah, it was just a whole bunch of Homelander's propaganda.
Homelander's eulogy. We see that Starlight, Annie. Yeah, all dolled up, wearing an outfit she obviously does not want to wear because she talked about not wanting to wear it in the first season.
Do you think that they are telling the public that Translucent's body is in that clear casket?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. But because they didn't explicitly say it, but I'm sure that's what they told them. And outside was one of the most New York scenes, I think, from the entire series so far. Because you and I did rag on how it tries to be New York, but it's not New York. And outside the funeral was like dudes like selling T-shirts. I got your translucent T-shirts. You can't go nowhere without a T-shirt. One for 30, two for 50.
It mirrored like 9/11. Down there.
Yeah, when you would go to like Ground Zero and stuff, there would be dudes like hawking pictures of the Twin Towers. And you're like, come on, man, not today.
I know. Well, they're still doing it.
They're doing their hustle though.
Tourists they love that dark.
Yeah, everybody needs a fucking tchotchke. They go home back to fucking Idaho with like a picture of the Twin Towers, and they're like, look what we got from there. Yeah,
so
and then all of a sudden,
fucked up.
Yeah, and then goes down, passes down to their great grandfather kids, and then fucking they throw it out. So. Anyway.
That went real dark. All right. Moving on to the deep. Actor Chase Crawford. Oh, yeah. He was in Gossip Girl. Or like one of those like teen soaps.
Yeah.
I think it was Gossip Girl. But anyway, we see him at a bar in Ohio.
Right before that, Huey meets Starlight on the train.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was after that.
They met on the train. They might have had the conversation go back and forth.
Oh,
because
okay.
I wrote down, like, it looks super New York, and then it went to the subway, and I was like, no,
Oh,
not
yeah.
New York again. But yeah, Starlight agrees to get him some Compound V. So that's part of what she's going to be doing throughout this little thing. She's going to be his little mole.
Yeah, trying to get that Compound V.
From the labs.
And their relationship is obviously very strained
odd,
and awkward. They do not... She is pissed at him about lying.
But she's still got a thing for him, you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when they had the
little baby spark,
thing.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I can say. But yeah, the Deep has been one of my favorite things about season 2 so far. Because it's just so fucking weird. It is so fucking weird, and I'm very excited to watch the rest of this so far. But yeah, it starts out with the Deep just losing his mind at like a fucking ride at a fucking water park in Sandusky, Ohio. It's great. And then he winds up fucking stuck in jail. The Eagle, the Archer guy, winds up bailing him out. This is the Cleveland superhero. Let's see. So then they go meet up with the full squad, Huey and all those dudes, Frenchie, Kamiko.
Oh yeah, they meet up. Well, they're living with the Haitian Kings on Clarkson Ave in Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And honestly, it looked like Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Yeah, when they would come up and out,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they did a good job of replicating Flatbush. I've taken many a bus and many a car ride down Flatbush, and yeah, definitely made a good job of turning Toronto into Flatbush right there. But Butcher is noticeably absent.
Yeah.
And yeah, a little rudderless ship they got going on right there. Where's the leader?
Also, shout out to one of the greatest Billy Joel songs of all time, Under Pressure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was so good. I'm really appreciating the Billy Joel drop-ins. All the references to Billy Joel thus far.
I'll tell you what, if they would have gotten the subway right, if they could correct the subway, this would be probably move up a whole like notch in rankings.
Yeah, but the subway fucked it up, right?
I know. Like, it looks New York, the streets look New York, they got a lot of stuff in New York. The show is great, everything, it's a cool concept, but every time they're on the subway, because I've been on a New York subway so much, I know that that's nothing like a New York subway. Like, that one detail is fucking it up.
Like those
velvet seats, it's red. That's not the color of a New York subway, the red trim, that's not it. Anyway, sorry. If you're not from New York, you probably love the show because it doesn't matter to you. I'm just saying, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just like, I'm bitching, but like somebody from Kansas is like, I don't give a fuck about that. You know? I'm shouting out Kansas. I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah, and then we cut to Homelander. He's just hanging out in what was her name?
Elizabeth Shue.
Elizabeth Shue. Well, I know Elizabeth Shue's name.
Mallory?
Yeah, sure.
Is that her name?
Something with an M, but she's got no eyes now, so it don't matter.
I mean, it's Elizabeth Shue. That's what I wrote.
That's what I wrote too.
In her old office. Well, because quite honestly, Elizabeth Shue has never looked better. She looked amazing in the first season. Yeah. She honestly, every time I see her perform, she's one of my favorite actresses.
Top 2 looks for Elizabeth Shue: Adventures in Babysitting. This.
Come on, Adventures in Babysitting? Are you kidding me? Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
She was in
the first one, I think. And she was
in the second one too.
Oh yeah.
Back to the Future 2. Come on.
They changed the girlfriend.
Oh no, that's right. She was only in Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
But like, anyway, that was just my little appreciation shout out to Elizabeth Shue. She's so wonderful. But yeah, he's in her office being a fucking creep. I mean, this whole breast milk thing. Yeah. I was so grossed out.
That was one of the creepiest things I think I've ever seen. Like, I had to close my eyes when he was doing that. Like, I couldn't even look at it.
Yeah. This show really dives into these fucking weird fetishes, man. These, deep, dark fetishes, which I get why they're doing that, right? Because they're basically, these are like the top, these superheroes who are saving everybody's lives. And like, what do you do? It's like fucking Wall Street dudes and S&M shit. It's like the same sort of like theme, I guess.
It's like Billions.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Billions, yeah, you should
I
watch.
didn't watch Billions.
I know you haven't watched
I don't
Billions.
understand
That should be
reference.
the next one that I make you watch that you don't want to. It's excellent. Yeah.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
There's like the weird breast milk thing. I'm jumping ahead, but then there's that other superhero, Gecko, who's like an S&M hooker
and then
with
there's
his
the stuff
limbs.
with the Deep last season where he got the girl back to the room and she was
Yeah.
like,
Just
she
like
was fingering
weird
his gills.
There's like weird fetish.
You wouldn't
And
even call
listen,
fingering.
I
Maybe
shouldn't
like
say
palming.
weird. I shouldn't say weird fetish stuff.
No, that's what you
Whatever
like. That's
you're
your
into,
kink. Yeah.
that's your kink.
Yeah.
Not really my cup of tea.
No.
Chopping off people's limbs.
Drinking breast milk.
Breast milk.
Fingering gills. Yeah, sticking my palm
Not
in
my
gills.
cup of tea.
Yeah, wrist deep in a gill. But yeah, so he's a creep show.
God, we are jumping around.
And then Ashley pops in.
Yes, Ashley does pop in.
She was Elizabeth Shue's assistant last time. Homelander called her, recommended her for the job. She got the job, and she soon learns why. After she recommends a member of the Seven.
Well, she's very intimidated by Homelander. She wants to please.
Oh, absolutely.
Finds a new superhero.
Yep.
Blind Spot. Who's obviously, he's very good at his job, except he cannot see.
Yep. But he has like a super hearing type of thing, and Homelander
ain't having it.
Feigns like, oh wow, this is cool, come here. Claps him in the ears.
My man, his ears start bleeding.
Yep.
That's it for him.
And he has no other senses now. Now he's just, and Homelander turns around and is like, look, he's just another blind guy now. He's like, you think I'm going to take a cripple in this Seven?
So fucked up. He's so good, though. He's really good at it.
It is really like a whole, like, study on, like, public personas versus private personas.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's
for
excellent.
Sure. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
I feel like Homelander is supposed to be Ellen. They kind of look the same.
Well, you saw, I mean, come on.
I know, I've been reading all the Ellen hate recently.
Honestly, do you know where I learned that news first?
Where?
On my fucking favorite blind gossip Instagram page.
Oh, really? Okay.
Demois. People were sending in stories during the quarantine before the news, like, really broke of how fucked up and awful she was. And how, like, the whole team there is just not great. So...
And Homelander and Ellen kind of have the same haircut.
They do. Actually, I'm not going to front. I mean, I was looking at Homelander's haircut, and I was like, oh, kind of looks my haircut, circa 2010, 2011.
Yeah, you had a phase right there for that.
Yeah, I was thinking...
Little Homelander do.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say, I feel like this show is... really great with creating characters that are so multifaceted, and they have so many different, like you said, like the public and private public and private I can't talk.
Private personas.
Yes. Oh, fuck you.
Sorry. My bad.
But the writers are really good about creating these really interesting characters for sure. Like, there's no character, like, when everybody's seen, I'm into, except maybe Frenchie.
You don't like Frenchie? I like Frenchie's scene.
Whatever.
The one thing I can't get, I don't know, A-Train bugs me.
Well, see, that's the thing. The first season, A-Train bugged me too, but this season, I think he's going to be cool. I think... We're really going to dive into... Yeah, just that first episode. No, not the first. The second episode.
Second one, yeah.
Yeah, jumping ahead, sorry.
Up.
But yeah, I really like the PR, diving into the PR of things. Like, they go to that testing group of women, and they're trying out the word supervillain versus super terrorist. Then... Oh, we missed... Well,
yeah, I mean, after the blind spotting thing, Starlight's stalking that Gecko guy, and he does the S&M shit with the chop it off of and he turns to him, he's like, yo, you can chop my dick for $1,000. The guy's like, let me hit an ATM, so he apparently did it.
Again, weird fetish.
Yep. And then we find out that there's a soup terrorist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a soup terrorist, and they go to the dock, and the dock is... there's a boat that's laying, this big-ass boat laying on the dock because a soup...
Picked it up and threw it.
Yeah, picked it up and threw it, and one of the Haitian... what was it? The Haitian king? Bless thee.
Thank you.
Haitian king?
Yep.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
They were smuggling people over here.
Yeah.
And the soup was one of those people.
Oh, and then he didn't like the fact that he was stuck on a boat for a while because he took that boat and he threw that shit. But yeah, then we see the market research group, and it's kind of funny. Like, just if there were superheroes, I feel like there would be so much more stuff going on with them saving people and less like public persona shit and like managing, you know, Instagrams. But hey, that's just me. I don't know.
How would you run the superhero business?
I'd be like, hey guys, go fight fucking crime.
Not orchestrate things. Well, yeah. But we do learn. I mean, we'll get to that part with what's his name?
Exactly. Where
with John Carl? What's his character's name? Mr. Edgar.
Yes. Yeah. They're not a fucking superhero business. That's the thing. See, that's where I'm mistaken. I'm like Homelander in that regard. I was mistaken.
But let's talk about. You know, we cut to the Deep and Eagle Archer, and these goddamn frescas.
Yeah, and it seems
there's something going on with these frescas, which, by the way, is one of my most favorite sodas of all time.
I love a fresca.
Fresca with a little bit of vodka.
Super refreshing. And one of my favorite parts about this conversation was where, like, the Eagle guy was like, yo, why am I going to shoot arrows when people have guns? Like, and I was, yes, why are you doing that, Eagle Archer? But I guess like his Scientology life coach or whatever is there. I'm really interested to see where that goes because that's going to be pretty wild because she seemed to be very cultish right there.
Yeah, for sure. And they want to help Deep get back into the Seven.
What has she been in?
It seems very... Wait, I wrote this joke down. It seems very fishy.
It certainly does.
Guys, I wrote that joke down.
That was excellent.
Seems very fishy. Pun intended.
Oh, man. But yeah, it was real creepy because Deep was like, yeah, what are you, a therapist? She was like, no, we find therapy damaging, actually. I was like, oh, so this is some weird shit coming up right now.
Yeah, I mean, they take things from real life and they only spin it just a little bit. Yeah, so that's the Church of the Collective, right? The Scientology.
Yeah, I said it was good. I wrote down it was going to be Scientology-like mostly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm assuming is going to happen now. But so far, they haven't really dove into that aspect of it. But it's early.
Yeah.
It's early. Let's see. Starlight gets with that gecko dude, acts like they just bumped into each other.
Which is such a clever name.
Yeah.
I love that name. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Regenerating his
Very
limbs.
good.
It's excellent.
She blackmails him, and she wants him to steal the Compound V because he works in the lab. He's a lab rat.
Yeah.
And then we meet Stormfront.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts of Starlight and Gecko's interaction, though, was like at the end when he was like, she was gonna blackmail him and stuff, and then he was like, "Yeah, I thought we were friends," and she was just like, "We're not anything." Like Starlight's hard now. She's fucking.
Well, she's jaded. She's a bitter Betty now.
That's true. Very true.
Shit is not cool.
But yeah, Stormfront. She
who is
I wrote she came in like a real hot front right there.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely fucking sassy and full of shade. She's mad shady. She's the new girl, and she's officially in the Seven. Yeah, Homelander.
She's like mocking them to their faces like the whole time.
And apparently the guy.
This isn't a real war zone. Look, that guy was in a fucking Law and Order episode.
But Mr. Edgar.
Yep.
Chose her.
Yep.
Which is even more interesting.
Well, I think it's a PR thing, you know, because people are into the counterculture type of personality, so to have something like that in the Seven would bring, I think, a group of people who may have just been completely alienated from that. You know what I mean? Like, to have a counterculture person, somebody who, like, peels the, you know, looks behind the curtain, like, yo, this is why we're fucked up. Like, almost like how Married with Children would make fun of Fox when they were on Fox.
Oh, God, that's such a reference that I don't even know, old man.
Oh, my God. So on Married with Children, whenever they would get around the TV to watch Fox, which they were on Fox, they would all have to stand there and hold hands and hangers in order to get a signal because Fox was such a shitty channel. They would say Fox viewing positions, and they would all like link hands with like a giant, create a giant antenna.
Wow.
Yep. So this is twice this in 25 minutes that I want to die. Speaking about how old I am, I was in Atlantic City last weekend.
You're gonna tell the story on the podcast?
And my single friend I was outside with my group of friends standing by my attractive single friend, and this girl just comes up to her, starts talking, which happens to him frequently. And in the middle of it, out of nowhere, she just turns to me and she just goes, "What are you, 51?" I'm not. I'm 39. Shut up, you 25-year-old.
Was your ego bruised?
Because
you didn't have your young, hot wife with you?
Absolutely. If you were there, I would have pointed and I'd be like, yo, how old does she look?
Oh, God.
Imagine she would have said 43.
I would have punched her in the face. No, I wouldn't have. I don't condone violence. I would have been...
See, 43 is a lesser plus than 51 is to me, and you would have.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Mike. I don't think she would look at me and say 43.
Okay.
I think she would at least say 30.
Oh,
for me. I mean, I do.
Yes, 51 and 30. But
very young.
Yes, that is true.
I do. I'm young. It runs in my family. All the women in our family look younger than they really are.
Absolutely. That's true. That's true.
I love being vain.
Yeah.
But not really.
Yeah. So after we meet Stormfront, the squad goes to talk to that FBI agent from last season. I think her name was Raynor. And just out of nowhere, her head fucking explodes.
Well, no, she figures out.
Yes.
She figures out that there's a coup.
Yes, going on.
Like
what Vaught is doing.
What they're doing, which is they are giving Compound V to Tara, and she was leading to that. She was like just getting to that, and then her head explodes. Yeah, that they're giving Compound V to terrorists. Well, Homelander is.
Yeah, that they all... Well, I don't know if she necessarily... Like, that is the case, like we learned...
Right, whether she... Right, she doesn't
just
know
knows
that.
It's happening.
Right. Now the scene.
Yeah.
Homelander and Mr. Edgar face off. Fuck,
Yep.
it's such a good scene. Again, he's like that same character in Breaking Bad, but who fucking cares?
Yeah.
When he gives Homelander that deadpan... stare.
Yeah.
Oh, after Homelander tells them something along like his contract is up.
He's like, I am.
He's over it. He's pissed off about Storm. What's her name? Stormfront.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Homelander is so arrogant. He sits down on the couch. He puts his feet up,
and he's so good at it.
Like, yeah, maybe I'll just leave after this year. And then he just fucking destroys him.
Mr. Edgar. Gives him the death stare for a hot second, and then goes into the history of Vaught.
Mr. Vaught.
Yeah, Mr. Vaught. Turns out...
he was a Nazi.
He was a fucking Nazi.
Yeah.
And then gets scooped up, or he creates an early version of Compound V that they're testing on people. In
Dachau.
Was it German soldiers, or was it...
No, it was the Jews, probably. Yeah, of course.
Was it? Okay.
He was probably working it out on them and then giving it to German soldiers, like when he thought he had it good enough.
No, he was good. Okay.
I just mean he probably had plenty. They said he had plenty of lab subjects.
Oh, okay.
So.
And then the Allies.
Yep.
Scoop him up. They see the potential in him.
Roosevelt pardons him.
Yes, Roosevelt pardons him, and he becomes, as Mr. Edgar says, fucking Wonder White bread.
Yeah, American as Edison and Henry Ford, I think, somebody like that.
Yeah.
Things. But yeah, so, and then he proceeds to tell Homelander, we don't sell you dumb fuck.
Right.
We have the compound.
Right. We're not a superhero company. We are a pharmaceutical company.
Exactly.
And you done fucked our shit up.
Yeah.
You arrogant fuckface.
Now go to the premiere at Tech 9 Live.
Yeah.
You fucking loser.
Go to the premiere. Go to the premiere.
But Homelander doesn't go to the premiere.
Yeah, he's tight. Where
he goes off to his kid's house. He's like, fuck this guy. I want to be a dad now. Much to Becca's surprise. But yeah.
I wrote Black Panther's tee and Wu-Tang tee because Mother's Milk was wearing those t-shirts.
Just wait until you see what I open my next episode's notes with.
What?
Well, I'll just...
Oh, you mean next episode. No.
No, it just says, look, for being on the run, Mother's Milk has a wealth of dope t-shirts.
He does.
Yeah, exactly.
That Black Panther's one was awesome.
Yeah. But, because he's wearing another cool one in episode 2.
What?
I think it was just like BPP. It was just, I don't know, it was just cool design. I liked it. But anyway, so the squad's cleared up, and then all of a sudden Butcher shows up.
Oh, yeah, Butcher's back. Well, wait. Starlight calls Huey.
And says
that she's got the compound V.
Yep.
He lies to her, and she knows that.
Yep, and she's not happy.
She's not happy because obviously Huey's pretty fucked up over.
Yeah, the FBI agent's head exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had just been talking about how it's dangerous for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And he comes back and he's wearing a goddamn... Butcher comes back with a goddamn velour tracksuit on. And I wrote, laugh my ass off.
Came in, he's like, Daddy's home.
Daddy's home.
Yeah, just like Daddy said. When we were on mushrooms. Speaking of mushrooms...
What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Nothing. Well, the deep eats mushrooms.
Okay.
So, episode 2.
Guys, we do mushrooms, okay?
It's alright.
Mike is blowing up our spot.
Yeah, we could have just let it go past it, but now you're panicked over it. What? Who cares? Let's just move on. Episode 2.
I fucking hate you. I really do. Really do.
Because we're not going to edit this at all.
I know. I'll get you back.
Go ahead. Episode 2. So, basically, this shows Butcher waking up from the end of season 1, kind of, and he's in like a what is he? He's at Tony Cicero's or some shit like that. He's
got what was the name of that movie? Memento Moment.
Oh yeah.
Where he writes down, he's written down everything to remind him of where Becca lives with her son. But yeah, Homelander dropped him off in Fort Wayne, New Jersey, in the parking lot of that Tony Cicero's.
Yeah. And yeah, that's where he woke up and made a couple phone calls, found himself back to the squad. Let's see. So yeah, Homelander, he's like, yo, kid, let's play catch. Let's do all this dad shit. Like, I'll teach you how to use your powers. And he's like moving to the burbs. He's ready to be the soccer coach and stuff. And pretty weird watching Homelander do that. And then the Deep has a therapy session.
Oh, that fucking Fresca is back.
The Fresca. But the lady is having a hard time getting him to open up. Like, maybe he's not picking up, maybe he's not being honest with himself. She asked him to draw like the picture of himself, and he didn't draw his gills.
Right.
So she's like, yo, he's too far gone. And so the Archer gives him mushrooms. And yo, that was one of the weirdest fucking sequences, I think, that I've seen on TV in a long time.
Oh, his trip?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his gills are talking to him.
And it's Patton Oswalt's voice, which is so fucking weird.
What a shroom trip. Well, is it shrooms, or did he give him, I thought it was like ayahuasca.
It looked like shrooms. And then when he was looking at the tea, he asked if they were shrooms.
Not that I would know, but like, do you normally put shrooms in tea?
You could do that if you wanted, yeah.
Why?
Same thing, instead of eating them, because when you eat them, they're kind of gross.
Oh, so you drink it instead?
Yeah.
I've never heard
You've
of
never
it.
heard of that? That's the way
No.
fucking people used to do it back. That's old school, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, no, you're a big tea drinker. Maybe we could work something out in the future.
Interesting.
In addition to the Deep going on his giant mushroom trip and us talking about the next time we're going to do mushrooms.
God damn it.
Yeah, Starlight's doing a whole bunch of media stuff.
Yeah, she's doing press with all the girls.
Yep. And it seems like she's kind of leaning into it to be a little bit. Like,
Well.
and I think that was kind of like almost like a throwback to last season when Elizabeth Shue was like, yo, you don't want to be a superhero, you want to be famous. That's why you want to be in the 7.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I think she's almost like enjoying being famous part at this point.
I didn't get that vibe, but
Like, she seemed to really be leaning into, like, the red carpet shit. Like, she had her game face on for all that, like, interview, the press junket bullshit.
I thought more that she was just playing nice, or that she
I agree.
She's
but
the coup.
I agree, but she was also playing by the rules so that she could remain famous, whereas Stormfront was being what she used to do, like, last year.
Oh, I see. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess she was trying to play nice.
But it almost was like she would, afterwards, she would tell Stormfront, like, I'm a badass too. I'm just trying to, play the rules a little better.
Stormfront wasn't having it.
Yeah, exactly. Stormfront. She's there to be counterculture.
Oh, I wrote Grace and the Butcher. They obviously have beef. Grace, the FBI agent, when she was at
the funeral.
Yeah, the funeral.
Yep, and that's where they made that deal.
We briefly met her last season, right at the end.
Yes.
And it's revealed that Mother's Milk, Frenchie, and Butcher, I guess, were a part of her team.
Her squad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be her squad. Butcher was like the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they made their deal.
They're doing their press junket.
Yep.
And guess who's back, baby?
A-Train.
A-Train is back. Super awkward.
Yep.
Super awkward.
Especially at that little after party.
And he knows.
Yep. He's like, oh, you and your
She's
train
like,
of fucking boyfriend.
Right.
Eh?
He's like trying to play. Does he remember? He was in a coma.
Yep.
Oh, he remembers.
Oh, he remembers.
He remembers.
He remembers.
Cut to Huey. Huey on his fucking iPhone. Listening to Billy Joel's You're Only Human.
Yeah.
Another Billy Joel reference. Thank you, God.
Awesome.
You're only human. But that we learn
Queen Maeve gets a phone call, goes to the hospital too. In the middle
Oh,
of the
that's
press
right.
junket.
Yeah, that scene I was a little bored, but I get it.
Yeah, but like that initially, but then when they go back there, she starts talking shit about Homelander.
Yeah, which was big. She's spilling the tea. Grace is obviously going to help.
Butcher boy. Yeah, he wants to. He's trying to get her to find
he told her the truth. Yes, he told her the truth about Becca.
Yep, and he wants to find her again.
Yeah. The Deep Skills are still talking.
And not only that, he apologizes to them.
His gills.
And then they sing to him.
You deserve to be loved.
And then I wrote, this is nuts. And then he sings back to his gills. And I wrote, I don't know how, but it got more nuts.
Yeah, very bizarre. It's good. I mean, it's weird.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Very weird. But yeah, so Becca, or not Becca, but so they go back to the press junket. It's been a lot at the press junket, cutting back and forth. But Gecko's there, and he hands off the fucking V to Starlight.
Compound V.
Yep. Starlight does some slick hand tricks because A-Train shows up. He's like checking a boot, like, yo, where'd you hide that shit? She's like, yo, I got nothing. And A-Train can't find it.
Yeah, and how aggressive of him to fucking be checking her boots like that. That's like some...
I know, right after she got the Deep kicked out of the 7 for sexual harassment, he's got the nerve to stick his hand in her boots.
The nerve.
That's creepy, too. We're not trying to fetish shame or anything like that. If he wants to stick his hand in her boots, it's his business. But he's got to get consent first. Unwarranted boot sticking.
But yeah, so she sticks it in Storm. I just want to call her Storm, but it's not her name. It's Stormfront. Stormfront. Yes. It's in her backpack.
Yeah, we find that out later. So, and then Homelander's still playing daddy.
You know, being a fucking creep.
And then they're like, yo, we gotta go get the kid to piano lessons. So she drops the kid off at piano lessons, and then boom, she hightails it.
Yeah.
To the doctor, where he was like, yo, you just gotta let Homelander do what he can because there's really
Was it the
nothing
doctor that she was talking to?
I think it was, yeah.
Or like a representative?
Whoever it was, yeah. It was like the liaison. Maybe it was the doctor.
I didn't think that it was the actual doctor.
No, because I think that Homelander killed that guy from like last season.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, not the guy from The Wire.
Sorry for yawning so much.
It's so late. It's like 8.
I know, God, I'm so tired. God, maybe I am 43.
Could be. But yeah, so while she's at the doctor, you see like Homelander at the house, and he's drinking milk creepily again.
I know.
Like, why can't he just drink milk like a normal fucking...
The note that I wrote, though, was Homelander is so good. The guy that plays him, I wrote down his name before. What's the guy's name? He's such a good actor. He just plays Homelander so well. I have to find his name.
Okay. But the next thing we got, this is the part we were talking about before, where Queen Mae's in the hospital, and she starts telling her ex-girlfriend, like, all the shit that she's scared of with Homelander.
Yeah, she's revealing shit.
Yeah. And what was Homelander's real name?
I can't find it.
Oh, I thought you found it. My
no,
bad.
I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't.
But
Anthony Starr, is that his name?
Could be.
I'm gonna look it up on my phone now.
But yeah, so Creepers light Homelander. After that, is tucking his kid into the bed. It's very creepy.
Oh, it's so creepy and awkward. That kid does not want to be there.
Yeah, and he's like, it's hard being superior.
Anthony Starr, I was right.
Yeah. It's like it's hard being superior to everybody on the planet, but me and you are. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed, Dad. I love you. Say it back.
Yeah. Say it back.
Okay.
I love you too.
That was like Jeb Bush in the last election. Please clap.
Oh, that's right. God.
I love you.
Please clap.
You can say it back. Please clap. Yeah, so then the squad's looking for that soup terrorist. Surprise! It's Kamiko's brother.
Oh, yeah. And I wrote, he's also fucking gangster with his strength, just like some Magneto shit, just moving shit around at serious force. And Butcher wants to shoot him and wants to take him back to Grace.
Takes the shot anyway, even though he knows it's Kamiko's brother. That's the kind of scumbag Butcher is.
Right. And,
Yep, but he misses. Because Huey knocks him out. And then Butcher, and then the brother and sister both take off. They're both gone. Yeah, and then Starlight Stormfront, that's when they have that little, like, I'm badass too. We could talk in secret about how much we hate Vaught. Or Vaught, whatever it is. And that's when she takes her Compound V back out of the bag. Snakes it right out from Stormfront's bag. And... yeah. Butcher finds out where the soup terrace is. And then she
the guys don't want to go against Kamiko because they said she's family.
Yeah.
They take care of her. So...
and that's when he reveals to them all the stuff about his wife.
Exactly. He's got to turn into a soup terrorist. I really thought that the scene between Kamiko and her brother was so good.
Yeah.
It felt
when they were in the park, yeah.
Yeah, it felt so natural and sincere. Her signing to her brother, how sorry she was.
Yeah.
Just, and him just wanting to protect her. And I just thought that the acting was just so well done.
Yeah.
Really well done. It was a beautiful... and it's, I just thought it was a great scene. Back to... Starlight's apartment.
A-Train shows up.
Yeah.
Catches her with the V.
Right before she texts Huey. Or Huey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Huey. That she's got the V and she's freaking out, and guess who shows up? A-Train.
Yeah.
They have a pissing contest.
And she wins. She's got the bigger dick this time.
She takes it back.
Yep. He's like, no, don't tell Sports Illustrated. Like, that fucking matters. Yeah, he doesn't care about Compound V getting out in Vaught. He just wants to be the fastest guy in the world.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be the Lance Armstrong of fucking superheroes.
Well, I mean, she does make him feel like shit after.
Oh yeah, bringing up how he killed Popclaw.
Yeah,
Murdered him. Yeah, and then they are back to the streets, brother and sister Kamiko, and this is where he lays out what he wants to do. He wants to fuck up superheroes. He said they fucked up everything back home.
And I mean, honestly, why doesn't he just join their gang?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They want to fuck up superheroes too, but they want to do it like the right way through the law and get their names clean. He just wants to fucking like blow them up. I think. Yeah. So I think that's their issue with that. It's like, tone it down. You're at like a 9. We need you to be at like a 4.
Yeah, she
okay,
gives
we
him
can
fucking,
be a little aggressive, but we still proper channels.
She gives him the sleeper.
Right? That's what I wrote today. She puts him to sleep, WWE style. Yeah. Butcher came in. He's like holding up one arm. He's like, 1, 2. No. Oh shit, he's awake. It's Kane. He's awake.
Thank you. Thank you for that little sketch.
Thank you. I was acting it out too.
I know. That's why I said thank you for that little sketch.
Yep. So then the squad shows up. They tape him up and throw him in a van. So I guess duct tape could stop this guy. Fucking throw boats. If he can't part his hands, he can't throw the boats.
Duct tape is a wonderful invention.
He's got like 2-inch thick ball of duct tape. Yeah.
You could really use it for anything.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder like how his hands are on the inside, like what he actually needs to be able to do with his hands in order to make boats and objects fly.
Duct tape.
Duct tape stops him.
Stops it.
It's over. Yeah, so he's not Magneto. Magneto needed to be in a plastic cell. This guy, just duct tape.
Just duct tape.
It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, duct tape your fucking, I don't know, headphones to your head and listen to this bullshit. If you're here, you already did, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Duct tape your headphones to your head.
Alright, yeah. This is the third time in 45 minutes, so I'm on like every 15 minutes I'm going to crawl in a hole and die routine.
Oh, boy, that was fun.
Yeah. So, alright, this is Mike.
And this is Mare.
And you're listening to I Don't Want to Watch That. You can find us at don'twantowatchthat.com. Follow us on social media at Don't Want to Watch on Twitter and Instagram.
And we hope that you do want to listen to this.
Yeah, you don't want to watch that.
But you do want to listen to this.
Wow, thank you, because if people listen to this all the way through, that'll be the last bad thing they remember. So I appreciate that, man, so much. And thank you for listening. Check it out. Follow us. Share it. Tell your friends. Blah, blah, blah.
Don't tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Bye.
All right, later.